Well, we are now on to episode 2 of this absolutely boring show. It makes you tired just watching it. It makes you tired just talking about it. This show does nothing more than make me drowsy. You know, if you've watched my first review all the way to the end, you'll gradually see me just kind of fall asleep, because that's how boring this show is. It's so boring. I don't, again, I'm at a loss for what other words I can use to describe it, other than just dog shit and really just tiresome. That's all I can come up with. But of course, with this episode, not much happens really. You know, nothing. I've only got about a page and a half of notes, so we're not going to be here too long. But essentially, the episode is should we just get into it? Should we just get into it rather than me trying to figure out what the fuck happened? I kind of need to actually see what I'm looking at. So let's just dive into this shite, where we start off with the dwarf. She's now come into it, and she's looking for a one-eyed elf. So she's looking for him. We get some more great dialogue. You know, they sat down in the writer's room trying to come up with some good dialogue. And what they came up with, when the dwarf knocks on the door, this elf doesn't want to let her in because they don't let her kind in. They don't let dwarves into this brothel, pub, whatever it is. So he says, do yourself a favour and fuck the fucking fuck off. Why? I just find it funny that they done it at the very start of episode 1, and now they're doing it at the very start of episode 2. I don't know why you're writing lines like that. Fuck the fucking fuck off. Again, you're dealing with certain people that seem to think saying the word fuck is being edgy when it isn't. When you say stuff like that, it just comes across as so like you haven't put any thought into it. We're just having to say fuck the fuckity fuck off. I don't know who's writing that lazy shit, but someone is. Someone definitely is. So he's not going to let her in. She's looking for this, again, one-eyed elf. So he says, fuck the fuckity fuck off, because that's what people say. So she talks to a warhammer. She calls it Gwen. Apparently, it turns out that Gwen was her lover or something. And now she talks to the hammer. I don't know. Lunacy, that's all it can be. So she jumps in this window, and it just goes through all the house of her just beating it, just killing everybody pretty much. We don't see any of it though, so, So she just comes out covered in blood. She's amazing. She's amazing. So now, after that little intro bit, we now have these two, Eredin and, what's his name? What is his name? I've lost it. I've completely, Baylor, that's his name. So they're just going over, the situation is on my mind about the possible famine and stuff, because the merchants have put the price up of all the grain and stuff like that. So he's like, well, just hang them, but they can't do that because they control the grain line to the east or something like that. It's like, well, you're this empire, and you can't make someone do something. I don't understand it. He just says, well, we can't kill them because then we won't have grain, so we'll arrest. It's like, why can't you just make them do what you want them to do? Surely they would fear you. They know about all that business where you killed off all the monarchs. So I just find it funny that they would disobey you. I do find it funny. So then they move on to the topic of our heroes, if you can call them that. Are they really? They're only really looking for vengeance. I really don't know if that's heroic, is it? I wouldn't say so. So yeah, they basically he wants him to stomp out all the talk about like the tale of these four heroes brought together by fate, because then that will give the masses, hope and stuff like that. We need to control the story. He says if we control the story, we control the world. So they're, Hollywood are saying the quiet parts out loud, because that's what they're fucking doing, isn't it? That is what they're doing. So yeah, that's all that conversation is really. So then we have this it's so strange. Everything in this show is just strange. Just the way characters talk to one another. What they have here is, oh, we've got people on a hill. We need them to say something. So they say the most generic shit I've ever heard in my life. You can tell that they didn't record it on the day. These lines were recorded somewhere else. You could tell straight away. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But it wasn't even a conversation. It's just, well, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to say this. Just the most generic shit I've ever heard. Isn't interesting in the slightest. I did write it down anyway, because I'm just baffled that someone just wrote this absolute generic shit. But this place over here is called Bytel. She says they haven't been defeated in 1,000 years. And then he's like, fuck me, 3 armies united. And then she's like, they didn't stand a chance. And then she says it's a massacre. And that's it. Right, we needed you to say those boring lines that were delivered very flat. Again, that's why you can tell it was recorded. It was recorded, after the fact. So they're like, yeah, we need more bodies if we're gonna be able to do this. If we're gonna be able to get into the palace and kill people, that's about all their plan is. Doesn't seem to be about anything else. It's just, we want vengeance, that's it. We need more bodies, and it took you had to see that first before you realised that. You thought, now we'll be able to take over the palace with 3 people. Is that what you thought? Again, they seem to be having conversations when this is something that you should figure out before you set off on your fucking adventure. But you've waited till you're like halfway there, and you've now went, yeah, we need more people. No shit. I don't know why it took you this long to figure this out. But they haven't got any coin, you see, so they've got to go and rob a bank. So they go off, who knows where, a long distance, just to rob this bank. Doesn't have any money in it anyway, so it's a wasted fucking journey. It's honestly just a waste, isn't it? You send people off all this way to do something, and it's not even there anyway. It's like, what is the point? All you're doing is wasting time. So they come upon this. This is like it's like a dwarven bank. So they're like up on the ridge looking at it. So yeah, she's like, we better avoid the main road. So all they do is they just don't walk on the main road, and it's like, you might as well have walked on the main road because they got spotted anyway. But it's like, yeah, they said we'll come from the tree line. It's like, well, you didn't do that. You just came out, you went in the front door. It's like, people still seen you. They would still see you, so you haven't really done anything to avoid being detected. So they go in here. Again, it's like the main road's right there. I don't know how people aren't fucking seeing you. You're just like, no, they won't see us if we come this way. So, yeah, they go in there, and there's no money, because it's all been stolen. So this guy makes a hilarious joke about how, you know what they say about elves and their big axes? Fucking original, that was. That was original. You know, like the one where they say people with flashy cars have got little cocks. That's a joke that took several writers to come up with. So he's like, it's all gone. The only thing of value in this place is you two. So they see over there, if I can just find it. Where is it? I don't know why I can't see it. Yeah, so it's there. Someone's drawn a cock on his head. Ha ha ha. Was I don't know if I was supposed to laugh, actually. I don't know if it was funny or not. So then she's like, oh, we've been spotted. All right, so all that, don't go on the main road, it didn't make a fucking difference, did it? Because you didn't actually sneak up from behind her. You just walked round it. You just walked around the main road as if people wouldn't see you. So they've now been spotted. So you've got all these guys. So what you would expect to happen is they'd all start just coming through the doors, like all of them. But instead, it's like one at a time, two at a time. It's like, well, no, sure. Why are they all waiting? Why are they all waiting outside? You know, I guess what's going on outside the doors is like if you go to, I don't know, Splash Mountain or whatever it is. You know, you go down the slides. There's a little green light. I guess that's what's happening outside. Where it's like, oh no, we can only send one at a time in. It's like, no, send them all in. There's three of them. There's a 20 odd of you. If you all run in, you'll fucking take them all out. But it's just one at a time. So then that little dwarf goes under a trap door and locks it. Now, you know, what you could have had, rather than what they did, we'll talk about it, but, you know, to make it more interesting and, you know, give it a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, just give it a bit more, like, fuck, we got to get this done. You know, raise the stakes a little bit. So they just do all this fighting. Whatever. And then the last three run off. And then they set a fire outside of the doors so they can't get out. So they're in this burning building. He goes to, like, it's like, I don't even know why you're attempting to lift that. He, like, goes to pull it. It's like, well, no, it's bolted. It's bolted. I don't know how this works because the dwarf went under the door and then locked it. Like, why wouldn't you just have it locked from the inside? Why have you locked it just from the outside? So I don't know how he done it, but he's trying to, like, lift this. It's like, no, it's bolted down, mate. Why are you trying to lift it? Why? And then he's like, oh, it's dwarven steel. It's like, yeah, you're in a dwarf's bank. So it probably was. So she just goes, oh, I've got a dwarven sword. So that works then, does it? You know, just a sword across, like, you know, whatever. You know, they could have had something interesting where you've got him or someone trying to open this as the guards and that are coming through. So, you know, you'd make it a bit more interesting that way, wouldn't you? But instead it's like, I'm going to try and open this door, even though I can see right in front of me it's fucking bolted. Why waste your time with it when you've just got a character that's already, she's got a dwarven sword, you could just cut it. Why waste time on him kneeling down to try and open a door that is clearly sealed? It's just wasting time, isn't it? That's all it is. But now we're back to Merwin. Remember that woman that killed her own brother? And the show seems to think she's a victim when she's not. We're back to her. Again, it's a very strange character considering our main characters consider her, you know, evil. Yet the show is trying to present her as if she's in the right for killing her own brother. They expect you to feel sorry for her because she killed her own brother to free herself of the shackles of marriage or some shit, only to then be in the same position but worse. They just expect you to feel sorry for you. I don't. I don't give a shit about her. She is garbage. But no, you're supposed to pretend that now she's actually the good guy. She's just misunderstood. Or something like that. It's going to be something like that, isn't it, by episode 4. So she's walking along this hallway with no guards. It's like, fucking, what is going on? I don't know why the writers on this show don't understand how places like this would work. You know, we've all seen shows like Game of Thrones. If the queen or the princess or whatever is walking about the castle, they are escorted by a fucking guard. So things like this don't happen, where a man comes up and tries to stab her. It's like, why is she walking about on her own? It's like she should have some sort of knight with her or something like that. You know, they have royal protectors. Where the fuck are they? But no, she's just dawdling through this hall on her own. So this guy comes up and says, the people are starving, while you highborn twats feed your faces. But luckily, we have this mage that is just happens to be there at the right time, and he kills him with something. I don't know what it was. I guess we're now dealing with Star Wars, where he has the Force or something. That's the way it looked anyway. So she's all like, oh, you know, well he's saying to her, we should give you some protection, and then she's like, I'll make him my protector. It's like, why would they let you do anything? They fucking control you. Why would they let you choose your own protector? Doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, we already know they control her. So I don't know what I really don't know. But she wants this guy who later on says, "Why would you pick me?" When that happened in the hallway, I didn't even think. And that's the guy she wants by her side, right? Again, they shouldn't be letting her make any decisions, as we've already witnessed. They didn't let her go down and see the people. Again, they do all this stuff where, oh, I didn't know about the famine. I don't hear about anything beyond the walls. I need to let me go out there so I can be with my people and see what... No, you're a piece of shit. You're not a good person. Stop pretending that you are. You killed your own brother. I don't know what this show's trying to do. Again, you have characters that are like, yeah, she's a bad person, but yet you're still trying to show her in a light that, oh no, she cares deeply about her people. No, she doesn't. She doesn't give a fuck about anyone else but herself and about getting power. That's all she cares about. So she's not a good person. Stop pretending that she is. Unbelievable. So am I missing anything here? I don't think so. No. No, I don't think I've got anything else for this scene in particular. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll come back to them eventually. So then this guy shows up. But like he's standing there looking at that, so he's going to track him down for the bounty, I guess. Although it turns out later, no, he's not. So she got cut, and it turns out she got cut with a poison blade. So they're going to go off and find something to heal her. And then yeah, we're back here already. How are we only this far in the episode? I didn't think I had that much to say. We're like 14 minutes into the episode, and we're about 20 minutes into the actual review. I don't know what's going on. We better start blowing through this. So, where are we? So yeah, so he's basically just telling her, "Why would you pick me to be your protector? I did it without thinking." And she's like, "Oh well, that means I can trust you then." What? Why? Why would you think you could trust someone more that doesn't think about what they do? I don't know how that equals trustworthy. You know, I really don't. But apparently that makes her want to trust him. I don't know why. But it turns out she wants to use him as a spy. To spy on what Balor and Edin, or whatever his name is, you know, what they discuss. It's like, well, you know, he's just an apprentice mage. It still makes no fucking sense why they would let him be a protector. Why would they go, oh yeah, we'll let you choose the apprentice? Why? What? No, princess, we'll just give you a fucking guard. I think by this decision, you shouldn't be making any decisions on your own. And it's like, even then, you want him to be a spy, yet he told you he didn't think about what he was doing. No, that's not a good mix for being a spy, is it? You need someone smart, someone who thinks about what they're doing and what is going on around them. Fuck me, this girl's dumb as shit, isn't she? Really is dumb. And then she's like, "Oh, they're probably going to kill me and make it look like an accident." It's like, why would they? They killed all the monarchs and didn't make it look like an accident. I don't think they care whether people think it's an accident or not. They're just going to do what they're going to do. So yeah, to convince him to be a spy, she's like, and they'll probably kill you as well. So you must help me do this. And then she asks for his cloak and puts it on. She needs to go and see what is happening with her people. She cares deeply about her people. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Just stop it. She's a bad guy. She's on the bad guys team. She killed her own brother, and as it turns out, she killed her lover's sister as well. Remember the woman that she slit her throat? That turns out to be Foul. You know the guy with the axe. That turns out to be his sister. Yet they're still parading around like she's good for her people. She is. So she asked for his cloak because she's gonna. Fucking, I don't know why you think this hides you. I don't know why there isn't guards at the door when you exit the palace. It's like anyone can just come in and kill you. Really. There's no guards like stopping her. People can just come and go out the palace. They don't notice that it's her. It's like, I don't really understand how this is hiding you. But she needs to go and see her people. It's like, you already know what's going... Like, to find out what's going on. She already knows what's going on. There's famine. But we need her to go out to come across that Eridan so we can get our first gay kiss. Ever. Apparently. It was one of the reasons that they said to watch the show. So we need to somehow have that happen. So we need her to go out, her to bump into that Eridan, and then see him go into this little cottage or whatever. And then she eventually go. Yeah, that's all it's for. We need to figure out a way to get her to get to the scene where he's getting off with his boyfriend. That's really all it is. So she goes out, just walks out, no guards or nothing stopping her. No one notices her. It's like, I'm sorry, if you need to see her hair, do you, to notice her? So there's just stuff going on. People are starving and stuff. And it's like, all this talk of, we don't want the people, we don't want an uprising from the people. Because that's what a famine, yet they're really not doing anything to fix the issue, so they don't have, they don't have a lot of riots and all that going on. They don't have an uprising, yet they don't really seem to be doing much about it. Fucking hell. So yeah, there's good. It was in the trailer anyway, wasn't it? An uprising. Remember when our main whammon was given like a speech outside some sort of Star Wars base. That one. So yeah, she's like walking along here. Where is he? I don't know. Where's he fucking gone? So here's our Eridan here. Why is he walking about with no guards either? It's like, surely would the people not just kill you? Would that not happen? No, apparently not. And then he does because he's looking this way. He just so happens to be looking this way. He doesn't realise that the princess bangs into him, and he doesn't. He looks back and all. How do you not realise? How do you not see? Even then, I would expect this guy to turn, like, if he thought it was just some peasant or whatever, he'd turn around and go fucking watch it. But he doesn't. Even though we just seen him look at her, it's like, no, that's the princess. She shouldn't be out of the palace. But no, we can't have that. We need her to follow him to his boyfriend's house. That's what we need. So she follows him and sees him just going. So he's obviously sneaking about in here, going in here because he doesn't want anyone to know. You're not really doing a good job at hiding it, are you? Not doing a good job at all. So then he goes in and he's like, "You fucked me," but like because the merchants found like this guy told the merchants about what the Empire was gonna do. They were gonna come and arrest him. So all the merchants fled. So you should be more angry with this guy, but instead he sticks his tongue down his throat. It's like he's just messed things up for you, but okay. So we're making history, guys. We're making history. That is history in the making right there. Two men kissed. Never seen it before. I've just never seen it. Never seen it at all. And yeah, he's just, as you would expect, a gay stereotype. That's all it is. Nothing more than a stereotype. So yeah, it turns out he had a bit too much to drink, and he let slip that the Golden Empire were going to come and arrest the merchants. Right, this is a very silly relationship. You've got a guy here who drinks too much, lets things slip, and then he's just fucked your plans up. Right, it seems like a very, very smart relationship, doesn't it? It mixes well with your your work life and all that. So yeah, they're just kissing and stuff. It's so stunning, so stunning and brave. Who would have thought that two men kissed? Never seen it before. Never seen it before. But yeah, it's just empty virtue signaling. That's all it is again. That's all it is, and nothing more. So we had that groundbreaking scene. Again, they gave that as one of the reasons to watch the show, because we don't care about it's the Witcher. No, we don't care about that. We care about two guys kiss. Fucking hell! It still baffles me that we live in a world where people think that's interesting. Again, you wouldn't say that for if a man and a woman kissed. You wouldn't go, "Oh yeah, that's what we come for fantasy for." Unless you want to get tits out, and I'm not going to say no. But anyway, let's get back to this. So we've then got our stunning and brave deaf woman that uses sign language. That was another reason. That was another reason they gave to watch the show, because that's what we care about. Again, it's just funny what people think's interesting, isn't it? So yeah, he's just talking about, oh well, Eridan isn't going to find out my actual plan. He's going to become some sort of god or some sort of monster or something like that. He's talking about a transformation. So he's going to transform into something, I guess. And she's like worried about him. And here's a bit of a tip. When you have a deaf character that uses sign language, it's good if you show us them using fucking sign language. They start off here. There's just like subtitles. It's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, because I can't see that she's giving hand signals, so I can't tell. And it's like he's looking up at her. In fact, I don't even know if there was subtitles on it. I guess there should have been. And he's just like looking at it. It's like, yeah, I don't know what's happening. I need to see her doing it so I can go, oh, she's using hand signals. So they just expect you to guess, right? So she's all worried about him. We can't, she said something. I don't know. I don't know. So now, yeah, this guy is... This was the guy that was tracking him down. He's standing over Michelle Yeoh. And they come back. And, yeah, he's basically like, oh, you're valuable to this, that, and the other. He wants to be a part of the story. So that turns 3 into 4. There's not much to talk about, really. Other than, like, it's funny that, he comes up with these bounties, and then he goes, well, actually, I want to join you, and all that sort of stuff. And she's like, they're, like, so quick to trust him. After spending, like, well, the first episode was, no, we can't trust each other. No, we can't trust her. To, all right, we trust you. Apparently, he knows a healer that can help them. And it just so happens to be the healer that is involved with Istrel. Yes, I forget his name. It's something like that. Isdril, is it? So yeah, it's just so lucky he knows like the exact healer that they need to move the plot forward. So that was lucky. That was very lucky, but that's all there really is to that. So like the next scene is them, the narrator says, "Oh, that is free. One more makes 4." It's like, fucking hell. I know how to count. We don't need the narrator to say that. At this point, do we even need a narrator? Other than, no, we need to connect it to the main series. That's really all we've got a narrator for. We needed the narrator to somehow meet Jaskia, so Jaskia could bring the Tale of the Seven in song to light. So that's really all the narrator exists for, is just to connect the main story to the spin-off. That's really all it is. So they're going to take her. He tells them, when you go through this, make sure you just keep going. Don't pay attention to what the mist shows you. So it just shows us things like his brother died, right? It would have been good if you spoke about it before, but you didn't. So his brother died, then he's banging the princess again, and then he gets covered in blood and stuff. And then her vision is like she has to... I don't know if these are factual visions. I guess they are. Because after this all happens, the guy says, "I couldn't tell you what would happen because that would alter your memories." So I guess this is... She had to burn a cage full of children to get her clan's tattoos. Right. That definitely gets me rooting for her. So yeah, she like burns all these people. Right. So yeah, they've just had those visions, but now they're out, and now we've got our Daenerys ripoff. She's some healer named Summon, and I don't know. Yeah, they start going, "Why didn't you tell us what would happen?" It's like, wait, why didn't you warn us? It's like, well, he did warn you. He did say, "Don't stray from the path. Whatever you see, keep going." So he did warn you. He just explains, "I didn't tell you exactly what it was because that would change your memories," or something like that. So I don't really know what this mist is. She's a mage, so I guess it's some sort of magic. I'm not too sure. So if you remember from episode 1, he was imprisoned. He's the guy that built the monoliths that they're going to use for the convergence. And yeah, it would have been good to see him escape, but now he's just out. He's just out now. As it turns out, you can use the monoliths to travel. So you can use one monolith to travel to another monolith. So that's how he ended up here. Or, I guess you can just travel to wherever. Don't know. They don't really explain it too well. So yeah, it is Drill or something like that. So, we go back to the dwarf. She's a bit of a psycho. She's talking about, I guess, her girlfriend, Gwen, who's dead. It says on the wall that, this one-eyed elf. So we didn't even see her actually find him. We just jump into, I've already killed him. I've already killed the one-eyed elf. She's a fucking maniac. Talking to herself and all that. And it says, because it comes up in the it says on the wall, one-eyed elf guy, drapist and murderer. So I guess he killed Gwen or something. I don't know. So then, because we have her say, and I'm done with elves now. And then the narrator says, she's done with elves now. It's like, yeah, she just fucking said it. Why do you have to repeat what she says? You're just wasting your breath. So the narrators, but the elves aren't done with her. So he's taking these kids, I'm guessing he's going to sacrifice them for power. These are like some kids that were born on a certain day under a scarlet moon. and they have like magical abilities. So he takes it to see this thing as like basically, oh, will these do as a sacrifice? Turns out no. It's the little thing says to him to transform or become this god. You must have true sacrifice. And he's like, well, what's true? It's like, why isn't the thing just fucking telling him? I don't know. But it's like you should be able to figure out what true sacrifice. True sacrifice would be you sacrifice something of yourself, not children that mean nothing to you. So I guess that's what. But he just can't really get it. Can't really grasp the idea. So yeah, he's just shouting, "What is true? What is true? What is true?" I'm fucking at a loss for words now. So we ain't got too long to go now. I'm honestly surprised we've been going this long. So yeah, so he wants like chaos magic. That's like what he's after. So then we're back to the gay couple that's so amazing and stunning and historic. He gets up out of bed, and the princess is there. So she snuck out of the palace once again. Nobody noticed her. Nobody stopped her. She's back the next day. So he wakes up to her having a conversation with his boyfriend. She's like, join us. So basically, she wants him to turn against Baelor. She says, or even make you two could get married and stuff. So it's gay marriage, I guess. It's like, well, what? I don't know why he's sneaking about. If you can just do it anyway. So, yeah, she's just got a proposition. It's like, I guess he can't really do nothing now because he'll be able to expose him as a gay man. So, he's got no choice, really. But even then, it's like, well, he's got more power than her, so he could do something, couldn't he? She shouldn't be out of the palace and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And she also wants... So that's our, like, Axeman's real, like, proper name is Fujal. Even though she killed his sister. So, yeah, he's probably not gonna, because she wants an heir. It's like, well, there's many people that could do that. You don't need, Fujal. You don't need him. So, yeah, let's just run through that. So, yeah, they're gonna use one of the... Oh, no, they're not back at the bit yet, are they? So, apparently, her and that Israel are brother and sister because they were born on the same day. That doesn't make you brother and sister. Fuck off. So, she heals Michelle Yao. I still don't know what her name is in this. So, she's all healed, and then he has a conversation with him, about what happened in Zintrea. We just find out about what we already know. So we can skip that, can't we? It goes on for a bit. So, yeah, he comes up with a plan that, so if we can travel using the monolith, so that means we can get transported right into the palace courtyard. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me to, like, right in the courtyard. Because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You can't see what is happening at that present moment. So it's probably not the best idea. But whatever. Let's just fucking get this done. So now, yeah, there's like these... That's who they've got guarding these monoliths, is 3 people. 3 people guarding this thing. And they're not even paying attention. They're sitting down talking shite about eating or something like that. So they kill them. And now they could use the monolith. But it goes wrong. It goes wrong because what we need an excuse for a monster to appear because we realised how fucking boring our show was. So we need monsters. So it all goes wrong. They end up in a different world, and then she sees this thing in the little bit of water there. And she's like, oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to touch it, even though I don't know where the fuck I am. So it's just some trick that the monster does, and then he comes out of here, so we get big CGI monster that fucking looks like shit. So I guess we've got monsters for episode 3. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But yeah, that's again. I don't know why. I don't know why she just walked off and went, "Oh, I've just arrived at this place. Let me go and fuck with someone." Even though I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, and it's just just some monster. Why would the monster even be doing that in the first place anyway? Because we find out from that Israel that he went to one of these worlds, and it was a barren wasteland. It was a dead world. But I guess this is a different world. Something like that. So yeah, so we got monsters for episode 3. So it's probably gonna be extra dumb. Is I guess what I'm saying. But yeah, I think I've covered everything I had for this episode. There wasn't really much. I'm still honestly surprised we got this long into a review of this. But we're halfway through now, thank fuck, because it really is a tiring show. About 20 minutes into this episode, I honestly wanted to lie down. I was like, I might just go fucking lie down for half an hour, because I'm so tired. But what more can I say about this episode? Other than it's really boring, uninterested, no passion behind it. It's the diversest show of on TV. We've got 2 guys kissing. I don't give a fuck about that, really. You know what I care about? I care about a good fucking story. Don't care if there's gay people in it. I don't give a fuck as long as the story's good. But unfortunately, we don't have this here. We just have more hollow virtue signaling about, we got a deaf woman, we got this, that, and the other. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that. Some people seem to do. I don't know why. I don't know what's fucking wrong with them. But that brings us to the end of episode 2, and now I've got to go and watch Willow episode 6. More fun for the day. What a fun day it's going to be. But I guess I will see you tomorrow for episode 3 of The Witcher: Blood Origin.